for. I mean, there's so many things every day and every minute that you can be grateful for. You can't go to the negative side. I post, my saying has been peace, love, positivity. It started with my son moving back into the home, and it created a whole negative dynamic. And I was like, okay, we are not having this. So I just went to the computer and I just typed peace, love, positivity, printed it, and it's been on my refrigerator. He doesn't live here anymore, but it's like you said, your thoughts earlier, your thoughts, your words, whatever comes out of your mouth is going to create whatever happens. It's like the law of attraction. And your brain, I've been practicing taking the ints, is what I call it, out of my vocabulary. Because when we use the ints, which is can't, don't, it goes right to the negative. So when you're speaking, if you speak in the positive, for one, it's gonna be within you, but it also is promoting that, because the brain doesn't really hear the negative, the can'ts, and the, like if your kids are running and most people say don't run, they're hearing run. So, well, I mean, this was taught actually when my son was in first grade a long time ago. His art teacher, this was actually his art teacher at parent-teacher conference, shared that wisdom with me. So I've been practicing changing my language to stay in the positive, if that makes sense. Well, I'm all in favor of positivity.
I love that. I've taught because well, I still do, but for so many years I've taught dance. And, with the babies, you do something and it could be the most outrageous thing and they'll try it. They don't care. They don't care how they look. They're like, wee! And then somewhere around 5 or 6, can't shows up. And they're like, I can't do that. I can't do that. And I'm like, okay, go like this. Now go like this. Now go like this. And then they do it. And I'm like, you just did it. I thought you said you can't. And they're like, oh, well, I thought. So immediately, like, we block ourselves from being able to do something because we just look at it and say, nope, not going to happen. Whereas if maybe we say, I can't yet. Maybe I just need to learn. But instead of taking out, putting in that immediate block of it's not going to happen. There it is. Yes, I love it, Lori. Laura.
Or maybe it's the actually reframing I can't to what can you believe that you actually can. And it's a lot of it's about mindset and beliefs and manifestation. And what really helps me is just staying present. And whilst, especially if you've got loved ones who have been sick or died, not every day necessarily is good, but this is somebody else's quote, but there's something good in every day. And, that's about staying present. And even if you're walking your dogs, the blue sky, the green trees, it could be, just stay grounded and present.
Yes, absolutely. Debbie.
One of the things that I have found is really taking a break from the computer, first of all, because like life is on Zoom, and shutting it down after a certain time. We've been playing family games in the evening. Part of me is like, I can't play games every night, but yes, you can. And also for me, music has been really wonderful. While I'm cooking, while I'm, doing other things, is just blasting. Yesterday it was Sly and the Family Stone and just dancing around, has been really, really helpful. And then I'll always throw in the power of scent, which it can uplift and change your mood and your atmosphere very quickly.
Absolutely. That's why some stores will pump certain oils into the air, because it uplifts your mood and then you want to buy stuff. So yeah, absolutely. I love that. Well, it's funny too, you had mentioned music. We play on YouTube, there's like solfeggio type music, and you know what, Mary, I guess it's the vibration, but it sort of cleanses negativity, and it just makes things real peaceful.
I turn that on every morning when I'm doing yoga.
Do
First
you?
thing in the
That's
morning.
awesome.
Yeah, I really love it.
Can you type that in the chat?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm going to type the other one too. Binaural beats is another nice thing to look at. And there's, different ones for different things. There's some for sleep. There's some for studying. There's some for meditating. There's some for being alert. So you just have to figure out which wavelength. Like delta is for sleep. One of the things I've noticed too is a lot of times it's really easy to be positive or to, be in that place of faith when things are good. And then sometimes, a lot of times we really lean to it when times are really difficult, right? That jailhouse religion, a lot of times we can lose it a little bit when we're in that in between. And I think that maintaining it in the in between is what keeps us from even saying, how do I stay positive during difficult times? Because we're not looking at it as difficult. We're just, it's just another wave. Lori?
Well, it's funny, as you were started to talk about that, for some reason, I went to someone that I knew through coaching and leadership training, and he had posted on Facebook a while back about perspectives, which is kind of what you said, it's your viewpoint, and not just reframing your mind or your words also, but sometimes if you're in a negative feeling, you're in a negative space, like even think if say you're at a party and you're talking to someone, which we're not all doing that right now, obviously, but and you feel their negative energy, if you walk away. So even in life, if you're feeling frustrated or feeling negative, to go into another room, to go outside, to just change your physical location can also change your mindset and your perspective on things and bring you to the positive. Remember, everything has an opposite. So when you're getting that negative word, whatever you're feeling negative, just like, what's the opposite of that? And so.
Yeah, without dark, there is no light. Nice. Dana, you want to go for it?
Yeah, I was just going to kind of piggyback on what all of you guys were just saying about speaking like affirmations and whatnot. Like, it's really easy to get into the mindset of, like, okay, your business is doing okay, or like, with the opposite of like the circumstances of how it is. And it's like, okay, now, right now, you may not see like the fruit, kind of like a plant. When you plant seeds, you may not see the fruit right now, but if you keep doing what you're doing, speaking those positive affirmations, just speaking it out into like the universe. Cause like sometimes you get so much, I know for myself, I get so much in my head, like, oh my gosh, I can't, have my one-on-ones. I can't go out and, share with people, and I'm stuck home. What can I do at home? So it's like, okay, getting in that mindset, then it's like, okay, what I can do is reach out virtually, since everyone's doing virtually, and we're in the sense where everyone's at home, but it's like, okay, cool, I can reach out to people, and I can practice doing virtual presentations, or just getting to make relationships, because that was one of my goals this year. Was since I moved back to the area, I was like, I'm excited, I can make friends, and I can go out. And then this whole virus happened, and I'm like, okay, this is going to be interesting because we're going to have virtual friendships. So, I mean, it's like, okay, you take that, and then it's like, okay, what can I do, even though I'm not in control of what's going on in the world? What can I do in control of me, and like try and make the most of it, right? So that's kind of like what I've been, trying to do. And just sometimes when we get stuck in our minds, it's like kind of like what you were saying before about like the negative mindset, or just like a word here and it's not necessarily positive. It's like, okay, if you speak it out of like, what is in my mind right now? Because I think sometimes we get to like the sense of like, there's a lot of head trash in there, because it's like a lot, going on. And then if you speak it out, it's like, okay, what am I feeling? You know, what am I thinking, and where is that coming from, and why am I thinking that? Because then it's like, okay, you speak it out and it's like, that's not true. You just speak truth over it and you're like, no, my business is going to thrive. I am going to change lives. I am going, you know, you have to like change that into like what it's going to be, in like speaking it into existence, you know? So you can just like speak it out into the universe and just like declare that. So that's kind of like what I've been doing, especially when I feel like a negative thought or something, and then I just speak it. I'm like, no, that's not true. I'm going to just, you know, speak it out and, you know, do what I can do from home and reach out when I can to people, and just, you know, trust the process of, in the sense of like, I'm doing what I can do, and just kind of like let it be and just keep doing what I'm doing, you know, day in, day out. And then you'll see the fruit of what you're planting. So
I love that too, because I was actually taught quite a while ago to honor those things, right? So when you have that negative thought, catch it.
yeah,
And you can write it down or just evaluate, what do I need from this? What am I supposed to receive from this? And then it's like, oh, well, wait a second. And then think it. And, you know, if you want to burn it or whatever you want to do, but you know,
yeah,
that's great. Mary, did you want to piggyback on that?
I just want to say, I really love how Dana is like, you're declaring what you're going to do and you're putting it out there. And I read a lot about what you focus on is what you bring towards you. So you're catching yourself when you have those, you know, those doubts and things. You're going, no, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make this my reality. And I love that. And I think I'm going to be more like Dana.
And I like that you're saying I am doing it, because one of the things that, and you know, guilty, you know, we can get caught up in is I want more clients, I want more income, and when we do that, what we're putting into the world is want. And so we receive more want instead of, and so, you know, anybody who, you know, works with me or does stuff with me knows I'm like this huge Brad Yates groupie. If anybody knows who he is, he does the EFT tapping. So he actually specifically has one of his tapping sequences is about, you know, seeing it and not putting want out into the world, but like being able to see it for yourself and getting out of that place of want and realizing it.
yeah.
So that's
good.
Laura.
Just to piggyback onto that, there's a practice that we kind of suggest to new coaches that we're training, that journaling really helps, but journal from that future perspective. So I am grateful for seeing, but be really intentional with what you're wanting. So I'm grateful for having or impacting 4 clients a week, or however many you want, but journaling from that future perspective. So you're putting out the intention and the manifestation into the universe.
Yeah. Or even,
good job,
you know,
Dana, with, you know, really owning your stuff. I love it.
Yeah, even if you do goal cards, things like that. I am happy and grateful now that, as if it's already happened. I like that. Yes, Susanna.
Yeah, I find also if just to keep busy, taking classes or just doing something, so I know I'm moving forward, even if I'm not, you know, if I don't have clients, at least I'm the things I wanted to do all along when I was busy, I can finally catch up, and you know, so it just makes me stay focused on something else.
Yeah, that's great. Keeping your mind active.
Yeah.
No, I think Masterclass is making a killing on this. Some of the things too are just the very basics, you know, when you do things just for you and not for anybody else. Like when you get up and maybe you put on a dress or something, not to impress anybody else, because you're not going anywhere, or, you know, limited going anywhere, but you did it just for you. And maybe you eat your lunch on the really nice plates because you deserve that. And, you know, so instead, you know, eating over the kitchen sink. Right? So just honoring yourself by just doing those little special touches just for you. And those are the kinds of things that kind of keep your spirits up and make you feel good and make you feel worthy, which makes you take action for yourself. Deb.
I'm listening to what you say. I cannot remember her name. She was a comedian that talked about positive thinking. And she was talking about, wearing your fanciest, frilliest underwear. Nobody else is going to see them. Nobody else is going to know that they're there, but you're wearing them and you feel good. I think somebody was talking about, going outside before. And for me, one of the most important things is what I call grounding and actually getting onto the earth, touching the earth. And that, both from a health perspective and immune body perspective is so important, but also from a energy perspective of really being outside and getting onto the earth, a little patch of earth, hug a tree, whatever. But I think is so important for so many reasons.
Yeah, and that vitamin D you get too from the sun really help the physical and mental health. Yeah.
I'm very fortunate that I have a garden. So being able to go outside and seeing the seeds that we've planted and watching them grow. And like you said, being outside and getting the sun, it's just no matter what's going on, just realizing that there's always a new day, there's still growth, there's still new life happening. It's been, if I couldn't go outside, I would be miserable. So having that is just really keeping me positive throughout all of this.
Yeah. Anna.
Yes, to kind of piggyback on what Carlene said, that's something I've been focusing on. Mary and I did a challenge a while back called the 21-Day Challenge, and they had the author of the book, The Miracle Morning. Some of you may be familiar with that book.
Mm-hmm.
I actually haven't read the book, but I got to hear the interview with the author, and that was one thing the author talked about was getting outside first thing in the morning. Janet and I are really good friends, so she will tell you I am not a morning person. I'm more the night person. She's the morning person. But being outside, I've noticed if I will do that in the mornings, get up and do my devotions, pray, and then go take a walk outside, my whole day is just so much better. I'm so much more productive. It's just amazing the difference. Plus, I'm getting exercise, I'm de-stressing, and it's actually kind of helping me clear my head, think about what I want to focus on for the day. And I notice such a difference if I don't get to do that first thing in the morning. So that's something that's really helped me that I've been trying to do, is get out. And Carlene and I were actually on a Zoom yesterday, so she heard me say this. But the street I live on is a very busy road. So I've been walking around the back street. And the cool thing with that is I'm actually getting to stop and chat with neighbors or kind of wave at them. And usually I'm like zooming by in my car waving at them. Their kids are playing out in the yard. So it's really cool to kind of build a sense of community as well. It's not just me flying down the road, but, to actually wave and say hi to them as I'm walking down the road. So that's something that's really been good and helped me.
Very nice. Yeah, it's funny you say that because at the beginning of the year, I was working with some really stressful, difficult people. And that was my non-negotiable. Every morning out there on that trail, walking 30 degrees, don't care. Look at the river, get my elements. And yeah, and without it, I would just lose my mind. Oh.
If I can
yeah.
piggyback onto that, I'm a firm believer in that morning thing, because I think whatever you get up and you get started, I'm not sure if people's face they're at, but what I've learned is if I don't ground myself before I start my day, the chaos, like the dog trying to drive me nuts here and everything, like it's just constantly, it gets to you so much faster. But if you make a conscious decision, just like you said, Kalua, you're going out, you're doing that no matter if it's 30-degree weather, whether it's 10-degree weather, it doesn't matter. You start by putting yourself in the space that you want to be. So you're declaring, just like Dana mentioned, you are declaring, you are making that you know what, no matter what happens today, I'm going to do, Lord, what you've planned me. This is where we're going to do it. We're going to get through this. You're going to show me how to do that. You've got to get yourself grounded, because if not, it seems like as the chaos comes, you can't handle it. At least I can't, because I notice those mornings that I don't start that way are the days I can't get anything done. And you're exhausted by like 10 o'clock in the morning because you're trying to do it in the wrong state of, the wrong frame of mind. So I think it is super, super important. And I am a morning person, so I'm good getting up at 5:30 in the morning and running. But I think that's what you got to start that way so you can keep yourself on track and give the strength to do what we need to do. Because this whole new world's whole big different game that we're all playing. And it's definitely making it more challenging.
Yeah, mornings are pretty crucial too. It's a really great time. It's actually your highest motivation time and your highest creativity time. So it's a wonderful time to dedicate to you and any of your self-care, and even to your business, like the non-administrative stuff. No emails, no, text messages, stay away from that phone. But if there was a creative project that you want to work on, or if you want to read a book, or you want to do your movement, get outside, all of that stuff before you ever look at, any of your messages or anything, because as soon as you do that, it puts you into other people's needs instead of your own. And so if you can take care of your own in the beginning of the day, it just creates that strong foundation for you to have a really good, like you're saying, the stuff doesn't get to you as quickly and as easily. Tammy.
I have to say gardening, I don't start until about 11 o'clock because I am not a morning person. But I go out there and I work on I don't even know what kind of flowers they are, but they're pretty. But I go out there and play with them, water them, fertilize them. I set my chair up. I set my cabana. I call it cabana. I have an umbrella with a thing, but I set it all up and I bring my books out, my magazines, my journal that I write in down, and I just go. It's my Zen time. I just have to go down. Then the dog comes out and sits with me because he does have anxiety with me every once in a while until he calms down. But I have that quiet time, my garden time and sun. And today it's not that sunny out, and I'm going to be depressed because I want to be out in the sun where getting natural vitamin D because I love it. But I can't, unfortunately, walk barefoot on the grass anymore like I used to ground myself because being a diabetic, I was told I have to have shoes on all the time, and that's killing me. Because I love walking barefoot and grounding. So I'll sit with my feet on the grass, but I can't walk like I used to. So, but gardening definitely.
Tammy, I'll definitely agree. Gardening has really helped me. That's something I love to do. And usually with my business, I'm so busy. I want to do it, but I don't get to do it. And so that's one thing I've been doing too. Once I come back from my walk, I check my plants, water them, my flowers. I planted some veggies. So it's awesome just to be able to slow down and do that and enjoy the outdoors and just check on those plants and watch them grow. I agree.
I love it's also something you can do at any scale. So, I mean, last year I had just this little spiral garden with, my son collects rocks like it's his job. And, just took them all and spiraled them up with, just had a plop of dirt, right? And that thing grew like crazy. And, we go to a community garden where we have a plot and, we've got stuff going there, but, it could just be a little pot that you have inside your home. So it could be any level, but, seeing that growth, and then of course the oxygen is good. And so, yeah.
This morning I got to make an omelet with eggs from my chickens and chard from growing my backyard. It was so good. There's nothing better than, I see Debbie like shaking her head. Yes, it's like picking your own vegetables and getting your own salad from your garden. It's such a what do I want to say? It's very rewarding to do that. And I have, you said any kind of pot will grow. I have a children's swimming pool that my neighbors didn't use anymore, and I just punched holes in the bottom of it and filled it with compost and topsoil, and that's where I'm growing my chard. And it's great. It works really fine. You don't have to have the raised beds and everything. It's really nice.
That's funny you say that. My daughter had like this little sailboat sandbox in Florida, and that's what I did. I drilled holes through the bottom. I made an aloe garden out of it. It was awesome.
Oh, nice. I love what you said, Deb, also about the scents, because I mean, there's nothing better than I planted lavender and citronellus and peppermint and spearmint, and having those, and basil, and just having those fresh, you know, in a pot on your desk is so nice. Or just a bits of oil, you know. I take baths all the time with doTERRA oils. I love them. Frankincense and all those oils. So it's like those things are just so relaxing, and they just change your mood. So very
There's actually a lot of science, and they've done studies in how it changes the chemistry in the body, cortisol, serotonin, all of those as well. I'm laughing because when you were talking about things that you're growing in, I have a wheelbarrow that accidentally, I think it was because I had ordered some nettles, stinging nettles, and I had put some compost in there, and the nettles are growing in that wheelbarrow, and they haven't gone anywhere else, which is really strange. They just stay there. Glue, I still owe you some lemon balm. It's growing like crazy here.
Oh, that would be great, because I was just saying my lemon balm that I brought when I moved is not doing so well, so I need a little more of it.
Anybody wants lemon balm, I have an abundance of it.
One of the things too is just even, you know, you mentioned the plants in your office, and I was thinking about, I have a little salt lamp right next to my desk that every morning I turn that on, and it just kind of brightens the area and makes it feel good. And, you know, Sue had, well, she talked last week, and then she talked to our group a while ago in person, and had talked about, you know, putting your desk in front of a window. And if you can't, put a picture that has a nice, you know, scenery, and all these different tricks and tips are going to help, you know, you be in this nice positive space while you're working.
Chloe, did you mean to be recording this?
I am, actually.
Okay. Okay.
I did pop it on. Yes, I did.
Okay. Okay.
See, even tired, I've been remembering things. It must be that Genius Zone tea. Susan, were you raising your hand, or? Oh, hold on, you're muted. There we go.
Yeah, so, you know, there are some changes going on in my life, but they're all really positive. I think for me, I'm an introvert, so I don't really mind all of this, but I do, you know, I like to get out and do things. Here's my biggest thing. It's hard to visualize. What I'm trying to do is be prepared for something that you didn't expect, that you can put things out there in the universe and ask for something, but be prepared for something different to come back, and be open and receptive to that, because that's the miracle. And it's in those miracles that we have transformation and change. So that's really, you know, I put makeup on today because I am going out to run a few errands. I'm excited about that later in the day. So, and I'm living now near the South Carolina border. So tomorrow night, I'm actually going out for an outdoor dining experience in 2 months. I'm actually going out to dinner in an outdoor restaurant in South Carolina. So that's fun.
Very nice.
Yep.
I love that you say that, because I say that a lot too. You know, you have to be flexible in mind and body, right? Not just body. You have to be flexible in mind. Yeah. And I find that, you know, breaking patterns is such a great way to be flexible in mind. You know, if you get stuck in rigidity all the time, when other things pop up, it's really hard to handle.
Yeah.
And I find that frustration and anger pop up when you're not flexible in mind.
Yeah,
So as we see a lot of, I heard somebody refer to it as hate book now, Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of spewing and there, we're angry. And I mean,
Yeah.
I have family members who are doing it. So I'm just like, mute. but that kind of is, where that pops up. If we can't handle the changes, a lot of times it just, anger is just a byproduct of fear. So it means you're not being in that place of faith.
Yep.
Well, ladies, it looks like we're getting to the end of our time together today. Does anybody have any last words or anything they want to share? Any events, anything coming up? Lori?
Actually, if anybody is interested, and I've talked to you before, Kalua, about the farm group, the Franklin area referral mastermind group. It's a networking group that typically meets in person on Thursday mornings at 9 a.m. And we've, of course, gone Zoom, just like 1099. Tomorrow, our speaker is going to be Joy Alford Brand, who is she does work with helping people with student loan debt and stuff, but she's going to be speaking about the paycheck protection program, because there was already one thing that people could apply for. There's another one, so she's going to have a lot of details on that. So if anybody is interested in joining, it's not going to be a Zoom, it's actually going to be a Go Meetings. But I don't know where I can post. I mean, I don't have the link.
Would you mind putting, do you have information you could put in the chat?
I don't. I'd have to go. I can go into my email and grab it and come back.
Okay.
Yeah, let me do that.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people would like that information. Deb, are you raising your hand?
Yeah. Kind of tight right now. I don't know if I could still get them. We are doing a studies program with the essential oils in 4 different areas: pain, stress, sleep, and digestion. And basically, to be involved in the studies, what we're asking is for you to receive some samples, take a pre-survey and an after-survey after using the products for 5 days, and then reporting back your results. So if anybody is interested, if you're in North Raleigh, I can drive by and drop it off. You can't have a doTERRA account, but if one of those 4 things are something that you struggle with, or somebody that struggles with that you think might benefit, let me know.
And just a reminder that everybody can put their contact information. I think most of you have. That you can add that to the chat. And I know Deb's is in there, right? Deb? Yeah, I see it. Anyone else have anything? Janet.
Would I be okay to share? I'm speaking next week. I partnered up with Joe Navarre. Some of you probably know him. We're doing an event. It's supposed to be a live event, which obviously is now virtual. But we wanted to do a 360-degree view of and how to launch and thrust our businesses forward. So we paired a grouping of speakers that will actually be, I'm talking about money doesn't spend itself. He's doing intentional networking. We've got mindset, we've got social media, we've got branding, the whole caveat. And if anyone's interested, I'd love to share more about that. If it's all right, I go ahead and pop the link out there. If you have any questions or anything like that, I'd love for you guys to join us. It's just a way for us to try to connect and move forward together, and do it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Would you put the link in the chat?
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah. Susan.
Oh, sorry. I was just scratching. Sorry.
That's hilarious. If you were at an auction, you would have lost some money. All right, ladies. Well, it was wonderful to see you all again. Like I said, next week I'll actually be the one in the speaker seat, and I'll be, like I said, talking about creating your heart-centered message. So in the meantime, if anybody is interested in scheduling a time to talk, please feel free to do so. Reach out to me. I would love to have speakers. Also, if people want to get in the hot seat, that's something that we do where you can be the one to talk about your business and maybe what are some challenges you're having, or what is some feedback you'd like, hey, what would make you buy ... What would make you want my services? Like, tell me. And, you know, it's like free market research. So that's something that we offer for everyone as well. So reach out to me if you want to be a speaker or in the hot seat. Would love to have you.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I actually have a question. I'm actually trying to go over like practicing like my presentation. So I don't know. I can reach out to you. Do you have how's best to reach you? Like through Facebook or
probably email is better than
or
Facebook.
email? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you mind putting your email in the?
Yeah, it's in there. Let me type it in again.
Sorry, thank you.
Oh, no problem.
But I like what you had to share though about like getting feedback and stuff.
Yeah,
it's good to have other people's not opinions, but like their outlook as well.
It is nice. I mean, one of the people who did it, you know, she had just launched her website. So she came to the meeting and showed us all like the pages of her website and really got everybody's feedback. I mean, not only on what kind of things that content-wise she could put, but even the format, and it just really helped her a lot. So there's a lot of ways you can use that. Some people have just gone in and, hey, I'm thinking about doing this, and what do you think? And just gotten feedback on it. And
thank you.
You're welcome.
I got it. Yes.
Oh, she already popped out. I just saw the have a great day. So bye to Deb, energetically.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. All right.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. It was so great to see you, Carlene. Thank you for joining us. You too, Janet. Thanks
Thank
for
you
joining
for the opportunity.
us. Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Lori.
Have a great day.
And I'm getting ready to go because I have the 12 o'clock Zoom with the 1099 ladies. So
Okay.
I want to get my contracts all set up and all my paperwork done.
Yes,
I got
good luck with your printer.
running.
Oh, yay.
That's why I jumped up. I was like, I printed the contract. And it was like, because I just want to proofread before I send it, you know?
Yes, good plan.
Even though it's from a lawyer, I don't, I just, you know, I added like a couple
too.
things. Yeah. And they leave spacing, which I don't like, which I just saw. I hate that. I want the words, it runs smooth.
Flows,
So,
yes.
have a great day. And
You too.
Diana,
Bye,
if you come 12 o'clock.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
All right, bye guys.
Bye. Nice to see you, Anna.
Nice to see you.
Chloe, do you have a minute?
I do, yeah.
Okay, Anna, you can
Donna!
say anybody can say it.
Donna, we're just finishing up.
No, you're not.
Yes, we are. And I even remembered to tell you blank page.
Wait a minute, start at 9?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh guys. Oh well.
I'm sorry, Donna.
I'll just get a clown to stay positive. Shoot, I hate I missed this one.
You know what? I'll send you the recording. Do you think you'd watch it? Okay.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
I'll watch it now while so I had this hour set aside anyway.
Okay. Which reminds me to stop recording.
So say hello, everybody.
Bye, Donna.
Hey.